Sit back, relax, and enjoy listening. After the court ordered the media to stay away during RK's recovery period, there was a collective sigh of relief among the team. It wasn't complete freedom, but it gave them the breathing space they desperately needed. The doctor had recommended that RK shouldn't be left idle, so the members agreed to return to their city house. They believed familiar surroundings and daily routines might help RK regain a sense of normalcy. Their CEO was occupied with retrieving all the recorded footage to shield RK from unnecessary exposure. Meanwhile, the members took RK home, hoping he'd feel at ease in his usual environment. The doctor visited daily, monitoring RK's health closely, but the team couldn't shake the worry that nothing seemed to be improving. Determined to help, the members resumed their regular practice sessions at the company. They included RK in every activity, from rehearsals to music sessions, encouraging him to join in. RK complied, silently following their instructions, but his demeanor remained unchanged. He moved like a shadow of himself, distant, quiet, and disconnected. The team tried everything to uplift RK's spirits. They cracked jokes, engaged in playful banter, and even staged lighthearted pranks during breaks. Yet their efforts felt futile. Even on days when they weren't in the mood themselves, they masked their sadness, hoping their cheerfulness might reach RK. But it was as if a wall separated him from them. 2 weeks passed this way. The media, though quieted by the court order, began finding loopholes to sneak around it, creating unease among the members. However, they chose to ignore it, focusing solely on RK's recovery. On the last day of the second week, the weight of their shared struggle hung heavy in the practice room. RK's trainer suggested taking him to meet some of the staff he used to interact with regularly. With the members' permission, he took RK to meet the staff, leaving the rest of the team in the training room. The team sat together in a loose circle, their attempts at normalcy falling short. Each member was lost in thought, their concern for RK mirrored in their silence. Suddenly, the room was interrupted by the sound of Jill's voice echoing down the hallway. His frustration was palpable. 2 weeks. I gave you 2 weeks, and now you're giving me this ridiculous excuse that you couldn't get her number because she's from another country? Seriously? Disgusting. Jill hung up the call angrily. He didn't notice the members in the room as he walked to the glass wall. Before anyone realized what was happening, he punched the glass. Why? He muttered, his voice raw with emotion. The members froze, watching him with wide eyes. They hurried to Jill and guided him to the couch, making him sit down and checking for any injuries. Member 1 asked Jill, "What's wrong? What happened?" Jill didn't turn to face them. His head was down, his shoulders rising and falling with heavy breaths. His hands covered his face. His voice was barely audible, but carried the weight of his guilt. "I've tried everything I can think of, but nothing works. I can't reach him. I can't fix this, and it's killing me. Seeing him like this, it's like watching a part of myself fall apart. I don't understand what I should do." His angry voice was replaced with regret and guilt, full of emotion. He was unable to continue as he was almost on the verge of tears, hiding his face in his hands. The room fell silent, the gravity of his confession sinking in. One by one, the members gathered around him. They knelt beside him, their hands resting gently on his head in silent solidarity. None of them could find the words to comfort him. They felt the same helplessness and pain. Tears began to well in their eyes. Their strongest member was breaking down in front of them. And with him, the weight of their own emotions became unbearable. Finally, member 1 broke the silence, his voice steady but filled with emotion. "Jill, I understand how you feel. We all do. But we can't let this break us. RK needs us, now more than ever. If we fall apart, who's going to stand for him?" Jill shook his head, his voice cracking. "What else can I do? How much more can I give when there's nothing left? I've tried everything, but I can't see him like this anymore. It's too much." Member 2 chimed in, their voice thick with emotion. "If it were any of us, he'd pull us out of this darkness. But we can't." The room filled with heavy emotion, everyone feeling helpless about RK. Meanwhile, RK was outside meeting with the staff. After their conversation, the staff left, and the trainer received a call. As the phone rang in the trainer's bag, RK insisted he take it. Though hesitant to leave RK alone, the trainer thought it was safe since they were inside the company. As RK was about to return to the training room, someone called out to him. He stopped and turned around to see a lone reporter who had managed to sneak past security. Spotting RK alone, the reporter seized the opportunity. RK, this is your chance to clear your name. Why haven't you spoken out? Are you hiding something? The reporter asked, their voice sharp with accusation. RK stood there, silent and motionless. The trainer and staff, momentarily distracted, didn't notice the interaction. The reporter pressed on, stepping closer. Why won't you say something? Is your silence an admission of guilt? From the training room, one of the members noticed the interaction through the glass door. Alarmed, they rushed outside, followed by the others. Who the heck gave you permission to be here? Member 1 demanded. Member 2 jumped in, and who do you think you are to question him like that? Harassing him when he's still recovering from being sick? It's shameful. The reporter remained calm. I'm not harassing him. I'm just asking a simple question. Did he do it or not? A yes or no simple. Jill arrived with a security guard. His voice boomed angrily. Who gave you permission to ask anything in the first place? He ordered the security guard to remove the reporter. The guard was about to take hold of the reporter's arm when the reporter calmly said, Relax, I'm leaving. But maybe you should ask him why he's making things so complicated, instead of simply denying the accusations. With that, the reporter walked away, leaving the team behind.